Hello, friends. Hello. So what you're seeing in your background, I did that. Now, I used Photoshop for cutting out the various creatures, and I used DaVinci Resolve for the effects. This is Under the Sea ASMR, and the camera is quite a bit closer to the table today. I really wanted to capture the vile sea slugs as we use them. Yes, there's more than one. So how's everybody been doing? Hope it's been fantastic. The world's kind of a mess, but what else is new? I am considering getting rid of the Discord because it's dead. It's dead. Nobody talks there. I share memes, no one comments. I don't think they have it turned on either, which is fine. I'm using one of the channels to keep track of historical events because, quite honestly, I thought by now I would be a VTuber with several thousand followers. I guess it wasn't the path for me, huh? It's not like I need it for money. Getting into VTubing for money is kind of cringe anyway. I just became increasingly disillusioned because, as a male VTuber with a male model, there wasn't anything for the traditional VTuber fan to grab onto, You're used to watching a lady with a lady model. Now you've got a dude. It's not even a sexy dude model, it's just a dude in like a suit or something. Yeah. I have a lot of stuff planned, but it is what it is. I mean, the demand is not there, so we adapt. Can't force people to like something. I appreciate all of you. Some of you stuck around from that time, and a lot of you have joined recently. Arigato gozaimasu. By the way, the audio ambience is also me. I took a bunch of free-to-use sounds from a place called Pixabay, and I combined those, mixed them, and mastered the mix to create an underwater ambience, including whale sounds, ocean sounds, etc. I used to do stuff like this all the time. And I would have live streams where we would go on an hour or two of adventure. During that time, we would crash land on a planet after launching in the previous ASMR, or go digging for materials we needed to repair our spaceship and take back off. I had one that was like 4 or 5 episodes long, all of them 2.5 to 1 hour in length. I kind of miss it, but I mean, again, the market demand was not there. There was no demand for adventure ASMR with a male narrator. At least as a VTuber, there wasn't. Let's get some pearls. Fake pearls, of course. Yes, this under the sea theme is sort of a return to that. I have used this background before, and I've used this ambience at least once, possibly twice. Because why not? Like, I made it. So why not reuse what I've already got? That's smart, right? Anyway, I'd like to get back to something similar. I've done 2 full immersive, well, more than 2. Now that I think about it, there's at least 3 full immersion ASMRs where I played or role-played a character. And the listener was filling a character role, a bit like Ali Chu ASMR, or, I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of VTubers and VTuber adjacent people and ASMR artists too that do like robot repair, and they've got robot themed or repair themed triggers. And so I'd like to get more into that, and if the demand ever becomes a thing, I'll live stream again. I absolutely loved live streaming video games, ASMR, but when I was doing it, people wouldn't show up. There's a couple of you, you're still around, who would, and I appreciate that. But asking 1 or 2 people to be there every time I stream seems a little needy on my part. It's just so much of live streaming is live interaction between the audience and the streamer, and for the audience, if the streamer doesn't interact, at least something's going on in the background. They're playing a game or doing ASMR. But for the streamer, if the chat does not interact, if they're 100% ludicrous or there's just nobody there at all, it becomes incredibly boring. And it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I streaming for 2 hours and there's nobody watching? Well, for the love of the game, I suppose. And I did that for a while. But especially with ASMR, you want to know that you're helping people, because if you aren't helping people this way, maybe there's a different way. If you aren't providing a service that people need, maybe there's a different service that can be offered. And that's actually how I got into art, into my modern rendition of music and audio ambience and background ambience, and creating stuff like what you see and hear in the background. Is I wanted to then support VTubers because I love VTubers. That's why I became a VTuber for a while. That's why I even started streaming, because I was like, this is awesome. Anime people streaming video games and singing and all that. I have music training, so I could totally do that. And I looked and I looked and I looked, and I can't find any besides Nijisanji that are supporting male VTubers, and they're actually like viable. You could say Hollow Stars is, but Hollow Stars are very hated among the main portion of Hollow Live fans. It seems to me, as an outsider, of course. It's like, why do you join a company like Cover with all of these VTubers, and then you can't collab with any of the female VTubers because their audience gets so upset that they try and cancel you and get you fired and start rumors about you dating the female talent, which upsets even more people. Like, that portion is a little obnoxious, but we work with what we've got, and I'll be honest, I don't really like watching male VTubers either, as a male, and the audience is primarily male. What you gonna do about it? I tried to be a bro-tuber and be like, yeah, we're in this together, bros. Come. We will support each other through this. I'll be your comfort streamer. Still willing to be a comfort streamer, by the way. I do love streaming just for streaming's sake. Why don't we swap again? Something entirely different. Now these... I think sound like a squishing sea creature, like a, what you call them? A jellyfish. So that's why they're in the sea creature ASMR here. Undersea. I'm gonna get copyright struck if I sing any more of it, so I guess I won't. I don't know how I can do this. Well, I guess that's visual. It just sounds better when I can squish close to the mics, right? So anywho, I long to return to streaming, but the timing is not right yet, I guess. Streaming was my favorite, and I did all the art, all the backgrounds to support my streaming and eventually someone else's streaming, and no one's benefited from it because nobody knows I exist or that I do these things or that I take commissions for them. And this represents my level of ability as of last year. I've improved since then, obviously. Apologies, my ear was itching under the headphones. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, 41 of yous. That's awesome. And I thank you all for subscribing, for watching my stuff. I see some likes coming in. That's crazy. You know, on my original channel where I had everything posted, VTuber clips, ASMR, music covers, funny memes. Well, I thought they were funny. And gameplay compilations. I didn't get hardly any likes. It was like 1 out of every 4 ASMR videos would get 1 like. And y'all are doing like 2 or 3 likes per video, per short. And I'm getting way more views on this channel than I did on the mixed channel. So kudos to y'all. Thank you very much. Every interaction you make with a video of mine helps the channel boost in the algorithm. And I really hate to do that YouTuber thing where you beg people for likes and comments and subscriptions, but I didn't make the game, YouTube did, and if they would stop choking my various channels because I don't have interaction, I would stop doing this, basically. Like, I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy when y'all enjoy what I do. And if YouTube would just let my videos continue to disperse instead of, you know, man, it's like anytime one of them gets big and hits 1K views, it chops off before it hits 1.1K. And that's witnessed on several different videos across several different genres of upload. I did a song featuring Erina Machina of Phase Connect. It hit 1.49 thousand views, so 1,049, and from that was within like 2 weeks. And as soon as it hit that number, for the next 4 weeks, it only got like 20 views. As a matter of fact, I don't think it gets regular views anymore either. I had many videos that I put hours into that the algorithm just choked to death immediately on upload, either because there was a different video close by or because it wasn't the normal content for that particular channel. So it recommended it to the wrong people who didn't want to watch it. YouTube's way too complex. of this stuff. Enough about my YouTube woes. Streaming whatevers. We're here to relax and have fun. This was another thing. Another reason why I enjoy live streaming is if I got stuck in a rut mentally, if there was someone there to chat about it with me, or to say, hey, what do you think about whatever sports team, or hey, can you switch triggers now? Like, that was always more enjoyable than just talking. I loved it when people would ask me for triggers. You can ask me for triggers too. Just post a comment. There it is again. Post a comment on the video and ask for a type of trigger. Like, I can't necessarily do the exact trigger unless I have it, of course. But if you post, like, man, I really like this magnetic sand. Can you rub it on the microphone? I'd be like, sure. And if you look back a week or 2 or 3, there was one of my longtime viewers, Bamps, had a special request for a video or for things in the video, and I did that for free because, unlike a lot of the streamers, I believe that trigger requests while live should be free. I'm not gonna nickel and dime. I would rather y'all, like, when I monetize eventually in like however many years that takes, I would rather y'all get like a $5 sub as opposed to having like a $2 sub and every trigger you request is like 50 cents to $1. I could make more money that way, but I would much rather not nickel and dime. There are no microtransactions here. I mean, I could change my mind in the future, but just from the way I see it, I see the ladies on Twitch and Kick, and they're like, there's one that just sits there, and she's like somewhat spicily dressed. And until people start giving her money, she doesn't do any ASMR. She just sits there and chats with the chat until the money starts coming in. And then she starts doing triggers. And I'm like, what? I understand it. I understand it. Like, you have a skill, the people want the skill, so you've got to monetize it somehow. I just think it's predatory in that regard. Don't add her, and don't tell her I said that if you know who it is. She might not even be streaming over there anymore, but she was doing very big numbers for a while, and I found her on YouTube, as I always do, and then I went over there for a bit before I figured out that, unfortunately, Twitch has gone feral. There's a lot of moderation problems that they've had for the entire 2 years almost that I've been streaming, and I don't want to participate with watching stuff over there when there's going to be 15 ads an hour, unskippable, unless you pay $15 a month, or $5 a month maybe, for Twitch Super, or whatever they call it. It's kind of, Twitch is also kind of predatory with that. So watch a whole bunch of these ads, or you pay us monthly and and you pay each creator individually monthly. And sure, you don't have to, but you're going to be watching a ton of ads, and some creators will turn off chat unless you are subscribed and paying them monthly fees. That's something I didn't want to do either necessarily, unless it would get rid of the bots, as every time I stream now on Kick, there's a bot or two that comes in within generally 5 minutes of the start of my stream, and it offers me view bots, and I ban it every time, and it's a different bot every time, and I keep banning and banning and banning, and I never run out because they can always make another free bot and spam it in my chat. Anywho, this has been therapy for me. I apologize. I think I should wrap it up. It's just I don't have anybody to talk about with content creation-y things. I became familiar with a couple of them on Twitter, and those couple just interact among themselves, small to mid-size, we'll call it subsidiary content creators like Clippers. And I became familiar with a couple, became acquainted, some smaller time artists, and none of them do this. None of them stream, really. Some of them do. The ones that do, they're going places. They're like getting invited to dinners with VTuber corporation managers and stuff, so they aren't interested in chatting with me in DMs or whatever about VTubers or content creators. I'll do better in the future, and I do hope eventually we can get back to live streaming more often, because I really liked it, and those who came really liked it. Just people got busy and then stopped showing up, and then as the last resort, I stopped showing up and changed my content direction. I had one more trigger, I guess I could. It's ink, just like octopus, but unlike octopus, this has carbon pieces in it. It's funny how you can get different sounds out of the ink depending on which direction you hold the bottle as you're shaking. This poor ink is getting shaken up so much. Yeah. Man, someday I want to have a community of y'all, and we can chat and have fun and do ASMR and maybe video games, all of that good stuff. Doesn't have to be a lot, just some regular people who want to hang out and have fun. Maybe someday. I did start streaming unwisely, I'm told. I wanted to make friends. And there are a number of very large VTubers who say, I started streaming to make friends because I I was trapped in my home during that epidemic in 2020. And I'm like, man, I missed out on that by like 3 years. And if I'd started back then I might have been somewhere else today. Maybe I would even be a VTuber still. Who knows? I like Sideways best, I think. Yeah, but anyway, y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you again real soon. I can't really thumbs up because there's not enough room. Oh, what do you think about visual ASMR? I'd really like to do a couple, have a number of videos that people can zoom in on, but for the way I see it is I need audio with it, and if I'm doing visual where I'm like interacting with the camera, I need to pre-record audio or do audio with the other hand while I do something with my main hand, and then swap to get the different ear, which I guess is more viable. But what would you all think of visual ASMR?